What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. If you haven't already, you already know. Hit that subscribe button. Today we got a guest on, man. We're going to talk about federal prison. This brother's out of D.C. They call him Soldier. He was over there with, one of the brothers that got murdered in Pollock. I think he was over there with both of them brothers, but we'll talk about that. So, Soldier, man, tell the people who you are, where you're from, and we're going to talk about USP Pollock and USP Lee and how ain't nothing nice in the federal prison system.
Man, what's up, y'all? My name's Soldier. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can follow me on IG at the official Ray Davis Jr. I just did 11 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm back out here from DC, Southeast, Central City. Holla at me.
So listen, we're going to talk a little bit about you, about your situation, and, how you ended up in federal prison. How old were you when you went to federal prison?
I was 17.
17 years old. How much time they give you?
12 years.
12 years at 17 years old. For what?
Man, so we was beefing back in the day and shit. So when I got locked up, I got indicted for conspiracy to commit murder, first and second degree murder, assault with intent to kill while armed, and 4 gun charges.
Did someone end up dying?
During the whole situation, yes, 2 people. Somebody was killed on my back porch, and somebody else in the neighborhood that we was beefing with was killed, and I was charged with both homicides.
You were charged with the homicide of the dude getting killed on your back porch?
Yeah, me and 3 of my co-defendants. I had 3 co-defendants. So the one on my back porch, they ended up dropping. The other one, I was acquitted at trial for, set over DC jail for like 3 years fighting my case. When we went to trial, we had a big trial in DC. We was in trial like 2 months. You know what I'm saying? It took us like a week to pick out jewelry. We was in deliberations for like a week. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, one of my co-defendants, he was found not guilty of everything and was released. My other co-defendant, he took a plea, I want to say a week before trial, and me and my other co-defendant, he got 38 years. He lost everything, and me, I beat the homicide that my father helped me, and I lost everything else.
What was it like going to prison, man, at the age of 17?
Oh, man, like, when you young, you already be in that mindset because you young, you already out there in the trenches, you know what I'm saying, doing what you do. So, like, I wasn't really prepared for adult jail. Nobody never prepared. You just learn how to adapt. But me already, like, having experience with the prison system, going down Oak Hill, going down YC, already having, like, a certain jail knowledge as to, like, how to bid, you know what I'm saying? I knew, like, all right, going over there, I'm going to make sure I'm straight. Nigga ain't going to play with me. You know what I'm saying? Any situation, I'm going to blow a nigga ass up. So, like, that's your mindset because I'm a slim nigga. So, at that time, 17, I'm a tall, slim, bony motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going for nothing but just that mindset that at 17 and you going in that fighting a big-ass case out of D.C., it's like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Then to lose, you know what I'm saying? That shit just be fucked up.
I want to ask you a little bit about the streets, right? Because there's a lot of young dudes, man, out here involved in killing people and shit. So, I guess you could probably talk about it. What were you beefing with this other neighborhood for, or what was it about?
Oh, man, like, so, sometimes, man, certain things that stem from females or just goofy shit. But, like, with this, it was kind of like we fucked with each other. Like, it's like the same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? We fucking with each other every day, tough. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they did some sneaky shit and hit my man a rack of times, and he survived. So when he got better and came back, he let us know what was going on, and and just after that, that shit was just every day going on, man. That shit was just a whole issue, man, for nothing. And like some of the things that me and my co-defendants was charged with, we didn't even do. It was just our names was coming up and the other stuff that was going on. So when those things actually happened and someone from that side had told, it said our name, and we didn't even have nothing to do with that.
So your homeboy gets shot, right?
Yeah.
How many times they hit him?
I want to say he got hit, 15, 16 times?
And he lived 15, 16 times and he lives.
He lived.
What they hit him for?
Some people can't take an L, man. Some people can't take an L in a fight, man. That's what that all boils down to, man. You know what I'm saying? You got some motherfuckers that's good niggas. Man, look, we gonna see each other. That's just what it's gonna be. And the other party will be like, man, cool, but when you take that L, when you get embarrassed, I don't know what that do to some niggas mental. Like, we all fuck with each other. It shouldn't even got there. Like, you wanted to see somebody you lost, man. You're supposed to left it at that.
So they get in a fist fight. Dude loses. He comes back and hits him 15 times with the gun.
Yeah, but it won like that same day though. Like he was real sneaky with it. You know what I'm saying? So it happened, I want to say like a week and a half, 2 weeks after the fact. Right around, I want to say like the first week of 2010 New Year's, like January.
So this case is long over with, but so the kid that ends up hitting your homeboy 15 times, is he one of the dudes that ends up dead?
Nah, he ain't that get nothing that happened to him. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of a little hard to get up on.
So some other people end up dying, man, that, you know, just are connected, but not directly connected in the fight, not connected with shooting the kid, none of that, right?
Yeah, like, I mean, all the stuff that actually happened from that situation, like, just people who was getting shot, people who was dying, like, all that played into part, like, what the fuck had went on, what had happened, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, even everybody, like, from my side, even from everybody from that side, everybody really didn't want to get involved or be involved because it's like, we from the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, we family for real. Like, oh, let's go up together, oh, let's be with each other. Like, that shit not for everybody. So, like, it made it like a conflict and interest with the hood. It put the hood, like, in a whole fucked up situation, you know what I'm saying? And a rack of motherfuckers went to jail, right? That shit just fucked the hood up behind that shit.
All for nothing, pretty much, right?
All for nothing, man.
And, you know, the crazy part is, you know, you're over there, you're beefing with these people, you're cool with them, then you're beefing with them, people are dying. But then when you get to federal prison, man, everybody comes together anyway. Everybody's cool now, right?
Yeah, so, like, that be the tricky part. So, like, even when you go over DC jail, so, like, going over DC jail, that's a whole nother world in itself. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I done been around dudes, some out of towns where they like, man, you know, in our state jails, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a problem, like, we knuckle up, we fight, we go in the cell, we bump. DC jail is not like that on no levels, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gotta be where though, like, all right, I was already fucking with you, we got into a situation, all right, we can go in the cell, see each other one-on-one. Or it gotta be a situation where, like, if me and that nigga, like, beefing, not, like, really hard beefing, but had, like, a jail situation, and I want to see him, I know he fuck with a rack of good men, he know I fuck with a rack of good men, then, like, these parties gonna have to come together and be like, look, they trying to see, they gonna have to fight one-on-one because they know it's gonna be knife play. The jail is straight knife play over that jump. Like, you gotta be dogged up over that jail. If you not dogged up, you in a fucked up situation because you might come in the block. It might be all ops over there. It might be all niggas you beefing with. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do? You stand or you going up top? You know what I'm saying? You got men in there. You getting a knife. Like, that shit. That DC jail, man. A whole nother ball game.
You know, it's wild, right? You ever sit back and think like, damn, man, you know, we're killing our own people? You ever think like that?
Man, at the time, nah, I didn't. Because I was young, so, like, you ain't really thinking about that at that age. You just thinking about survival. You thinking about upping the score. You thinking about a rack of other shit that come with being in the trenches. You not really thinking about, like, damn, you don't think about that until, like, you really start getting older. You start grasping more things or you start understanding. But even still, that's not with everybody. It's a level of consciousness that you gain. You know what I'm saying? To where they're like, damn, we killing our own people. Or you know what I'm saying? Where you realize what you're doing is wrong. But everybody don't feel that way.
You know, I did a video yesterday about Jeffrey Dahmer. Lil Boozy was mad because, you know, people are watching this show and he thinks people should boycott it because, in his words, he said something to the effect of, you know, he look what he did to our race or this or that, right? And people were pissed off. You know, people are mad, which they should be. You know, dude was a sick dude. But at the same time, man, we got the same things going on. I don't care what color you are, man, white, black, Hispanic, but we got the same type of shit going on in that, you know, in those communities, in my own city where I'm from. You know what I mean? And you're like, damn, I just went to, you know, a graveyard with my mom for my grandmother, right? And I'm looking at all these young dudes, man, are all dead and buried. And I'm like, damn, I felt bad. I felt sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, you know, all these kids are losing their lives, man, over nonsense. How do you feel about that, man? For real.
Man, that shit really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really grasp, like, the effects of what's going on until, like, you really in that situation or the situation hit close to home. You know what I'm saying? So, like, me personally, while I was locked up, like, despite, like, the film production and the screenwriting and all that I learned how to do and picked up, like, I created a lot of nonprofits and stuff that I want to do to affect change because, like, all the old heads I've been around, even Mario, you know what I'm saying? Like, they take a liking to me because how I am, how I'm smooth, how I'm laid back. Like, I ain't no crash dummy. So it's like, you got to use your influence now, like, with these young dudes, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that shit that they see, they just going off of what they see in them videos, and because motherfuckers make some of them rappers that's even talking all that shit ain't never did that shit, you know what I'm saying? That's just they men or the niggas that they be around. But like with them young niggas, it's about just really trying to let them know what the fuck going on, because all them old heads that I've been around who got time, who been down 20, 25, 30, them niggas geeking for a second chance. Like, just everybody, period, who been in that situation, because especially a lot of my old heads, them dudes come in 89, 90, 91, 92 in the 90s where DC murder rate was at its all-time high, where things was really serious out here, where them dudes was really doing stuff. So it's like now that they older and they done been down, a lot of them dudes want second chances, you know what I'm saying? And they regret a lot of the stuff that they did, you know what I'm saying? Because they see now that that shit is dumb. Like, it ain't even about having all these baddies or none of that shit. Because some of them will tell you, like, some of the stuff that they done did people too for, like, it was goofy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, these young dudes, motherfuckers just gotta get a hold of them, man. And, like, and that's just what everybody, like, all these organizations, all, like, they spend all this money doing all this other stuff, like, we need money. That's what's wrong with people. They so gone off of social media and what they see in the videos. Everybody want to get rich quick. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to put the work in. Nobody want to grind. But it's like also we get all these programs. They implement these programs and shit. It's like they don't never come to the trenches and say what y'all want, what y'all need. You know what I'm saying? They don't never come and have no incentives for us. Like in DC. All this shit go on. You got all these neighborhoods beefing and all that because it's no gangs, it's neighborhoods. So if you got places like DC Housing is the people who go around the neighborhoods. They station you around certain neighborhoods and you clean up. If you're a street nigga or you beefing or whatever the case may be, even if this job paying $20, $21, $22 an hour, you already been in the mix for years. In this neighborhood, people know you from this neighborhood, so you done probably did shit, or your men done probably did shit. So even though this good ass job for DC Housing, $20, $21, $22, you have no control over what area or what neighborhood they put you in. So a lot of dudes fear that because they know they street niggas. So niggas want to work, motherfuckers want to work. Ain't like dudes don't want to work. It's just people already been in the mix of stuff for years, and then you gonna have people say, oh, yeah, that's y'all fault. If y'all can't walk here, y'all can't walk there. But it already been like that from when you a young nigga, from when you 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, when you in that neighborhood, you seeing your old head, all that stuff. Then you going to the schools, and then you going to the schools with some of your ops now that your older dudes beefing with. All y'all in the same school. So it's like that shit trickle from when you a young nigga all the way until. So it's like when you at that age now, when you adult, and you like, damn, I need to get a job. I need to do certain shit. You know, your face can't be in certain areas and certain places where you might run into somebody because of past events. And that should be fucked up.
Let me ask you this, right? You think, man, when, you know, some young dude kills another young dude, which we just had him, you know, 2 days ago where I'm at, if Benjamin Crump showed up in the neighborhood and the people were out there protesting every day, do you think that would change anything? wising people up like, man, we got to stop killing each other?
See, like that always been kind of tricky for me. Like even when I was locked up, like with the Black Lives Matters, little rallies and everything, because I'm like, damn, it's like they only rally if a cop shoot a black person, you know what I'm saying, or something happen in that aspect. But like we killing each other every day, you know what I'm saying. So it's like we need to get a lot of these mothers and everybody out here, you know what I'm saying, because it's like, man, a young dude killing another young dude, it's like that shit go over people's head, you know what I'm saying? But like, nah, that shit is an actual problem. And then it's like the age for these youngers is getting younger and younger that's committing these crimes. And it's like, man, y'all ain't got no guidance, man. It's like everybody want drill, everybody want be a shooter, everybody like, it's like now it ain't cool to be laid back. It ain't cool to just do you and go get some money or get a job or like, man, Holmes, you can come from the trenches, man, and still have a positive mindset, a positive outlook, man, and do what you gotta do. So it's like all that nonsense, that killing and all that, these niggas ain't got no guidance. And then it's like, I don't know, now it's like the dudes in my era, because I'm about to be 30 next month. I'm this month on the 15th, but it's like dudes in my era now I consider like the old heads or the older dudes, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, they not giving them the proper guidance. Like, I don't know what's going on, man. It's like the world fucked up, man. It need to be fixed with a lot of people with influence, not just the people with power, but I'm talking about people that got street influence, hood influence, you know what I'm saying, to come up with all type of programs and just different stuff to catch these, not only the young dudes, but the young women too, the young females, because they mind this shit getting fucked up nowadays too on some other shit, but that's a whole nother story. But it's like, man, everybody gotta come together to figure something out, man, because this shit going into a dark place.
You got a bunch of chicks running around with guns too, where I'm at. Let's talk a little bit about the prison thing, all right? You end up, I know you're in USP Lee, and you guys, the DC car gets into it with who over there?
Oh, so all right, so we had a couple situations, but the biggest situation that I was in was when we got into it with the Pisces on the yard, the Mexican Mafia, all that stuff, when the situation with JJ that happened in F Block behind the TV. So, like, this, we already knew, like, it had happened before. It had got the La Mobile, all the homies and shit, and it had died down. But, like, as you know, when you go out the feds, you go on any block, you're going to have 4 to 7 TVs on the wall. You're going to have probably about 4 or 5 tables and every unit. You know, you got 64 cells. What people don't know from the outside world is that shit is territorial. Like, everybody can't touch them TVs. That shit is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got 64 cells in one unit. Out of them 64 cells, 7, 8 of them cells might be DC cells. Them DC cells, can't nobody go in them cells. Them 6, them might be Texas Syndicate cells. Them might be Irish mob cells. Like, that's how that shit is with the TVs. It might be 4 or 7 TVs in every unit. Like Downey County unit I was in, the homies had a TV room and 3 TVs on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody else touch it but homies. And that shit get like that when they get territorial. So JJ and the Black Hand had got into it because of JJ moving the TV, which Slim ain't really have no say-so about that. You know what I'm saying? Him turning the TV, but he was drunk, which we came to find out after the fact. So when they called the 5 o'clock rec move, so we had a basketball game, so I go straight to the yard. So at the time down Lee County, when they called the 5 o'clock rec move and shit, you go straight to the yard. Everybody didn't go this day at the 5 o'clock rec move because they had some shit on the menu at Child that everybody knew they was going to go get. But at this time, you can go to the kitchen and then come straight back to the yard and shit. You ain't had to go back to the unit and then wait for them to call the rec move to come out. As soon as you leave the child hall, you can just walk right on the yard. So when we go out, we out there, we setting everything up on the yard, all the basketball shit. So the yard pretty much dry. Like overall, it's probably like between literally 80 and motherfucking 130 people on the yard. So you know that's dry especially for the summertime, on a 5 o'clock rec move where it feels good as shit out there. So it's really dry shit. So while we setting everything up, boom, boom. So the deuces go off. So when the deuces go off, they get to running inside F block. So we just right there watching this shit. Like, now, no funny. Like, I done been around long enough and seen, like, a lot of situations. And, like, that's why some people feel a certain way about DC niggas because we say certain things or whatever. But, like, as they running in the block and we all right there looking, it's just how they was running in the block and how they just kept running in that block like that. We like, man, that guy be homies in there working like that because we just know, like, we just know, you know what I'm saying? Then it was a rack of homies in there. Then it was like wave after wave of the police going in there. When we work, we working. That mace, all that shit, we eating that shit, we working. Y'all gonna have to really make us stop. So we knew that had to be homies. So like 10 minutes go past, they don't call recall, they don't call nothing. They coming out of the block, they call for all that shit. Another 7 minutes go past, they ain't say nothing. They ain't say return the equipment, they ain't bring nobody out of the block, they ain't do nothing. So we like, what the fuck? They cut the recording off. We stood back up. We like, man, what the fuck? That shit probably wasn't nothing. Whole time, they bring like 7 homies and like 3 niggas from Carolina through the corridor. So when we walk right there and shit, we like, man, what's up? What the fuck going on? They like, Serranos. We like, who? They like, Serranos. All us look at each other. We like, Serranos. We like, yeah. So Baltimore homie Tate, he like, man, shit, that's a race ride. Shit, we about to crush them niggas. I'm like, shit, everybody like, shit, let's go. So when we look over there by the soccer field, it's not really too many of them. It's like we kind of really like evenly matched. It's probably like a good, with DC and just Baltimore, it's probably like a good 35, 40 of us. But like with all the blacks together that ended up coming right there, it probably made it a good 70 people, 65, 70 people, you know what I'm saying, if that. All of them was right there on the gate. So, like, you know, on the rec yard, by the gate on the soccer field, you can see directly into, like, the second court. Yeah. So, whatever block the Black Hand Diablo, whatever block, F block, whatever cell that he was in the back. So, he trying to break his window out and say something to them because all of them lined up on the gate trying to get their attention. That's where they was bullshitting at because we walked smack over there. Now, we bullshitting too, keep it 100, because a lot of the units that we came off at the time had them metal detectors and shit, so we couldn't even really get a lot of jumps outside on a yard, you know what I'm saying? So we was really bullshitting. We still walked up on them. My man Anlo that was down there at the time from 21st, him, and what was my old head man name? I can't think of his name right now, but it's Poochie. My old head man Poochie. They took off the break. We get to working on the yard. A lot of them Mexicans had knives. Like, a lot of them did. So when the old head homie Joni, like, man, watch out, they got them knives. We still working. So now they dropping the concussion.
So you guys are fighting with who? The Paisas right now and the Mexican Mafia?
Yeah, we fighting with, I don't know if that's Mexican. I know we fighting with mainly Paisas because that's the majority of who was on the yard at the time because a lot of them came from out of A block. They was deep as shit in that block. So when they called the first rec move, they did it for the first court. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them came out. So we knew that a lot of them was Paisas on the yard, but they was getting, trying to get, the Black Hand was trying to get their attention. So while we working with them and whatever other Mexican that's on the yard, we working. They dropping concussion grenades out of the tower. They dropping tear gas.
So hold on, let me stop you. You guys are attacking the Paisas, even though they just told you, hey, it's the Serranos. Is that because the Serranos had an alliance with the Paisas at Lee County at the time?
Nah, that's just because like you Mexican. We ain't got time to decipher like if he we ain't gonna go up to you and be like you Mexican mafia or you. Nah, all y'all Mexican, all y'all about to get blew up. You know what I'm saying? So we just went over there and took off. So we take off and shit. We working. You know what I'm saying? Then all the shit going on around you with them hitting the wall and shit out of the tower, them dropping the concussion grenades, them dropping the tear gas and shit. So we working for a little minute. They almost caught the dude from Texas over there on the gate. He bullshitting by the third court. You over here bullshitting. We go over there because we see them coming over there towards you. We help him out. He runs on us. They catch the nigga from Carolina over there by the baseball field. they crushed this man so bad when he came back right here, his ear probably was like hanging like by his chin. His shit was really like hanging down. Shit was really hanging down. This shit looked so wild. We caught like 2 of them on the back wall. So mind you, all this shit going on. It's like the whole y'all heard this shit at the same time. They say live rounds, live rounds. When they say live rounds, so they said that, it's like all the Mexicans broke back to the soccer field. All the blacks, we was over here by the basketball court and the handball court. The whites and the Puerto Ricans, they had moved over there by like the volleyball court when that shit first had went on and just stood right there and kneeled down. They got out of the way. So it's like when they said live rounds, everybody really got the fuck and went their separate ways and just sat down. They came out that side rec door with all that shit, probably like 8, 9 of their ass deep as shit. All that shit, whole gear on all that. Get the fuck on the ground, get the fuck on the ground. So everybody getting on the ground and shit. They like on y'all fucking stomach, on y'all stomach. We get on our stomach and shit. So boom, after that, man, it just started pouring down raining out of the blue. Pouring down raining and shit. So it's like all that tear gas that they threw, that shit started coming up from out of the ground and shit. Everybody coughing. Then once they started getting motherfuckers off the wreck yard, man, they went to the Mexicans first. So they got this slamming all them niggas. I'm talking about really slamming them niggas on the concrete. I'm like, damn. So they took off. Soon as they took off, nigga hit that shit out the tower. That shit was over with. They still was slamming dudes. So when they got to the white dudes, we was trying to see how they was going to do them. We like, man, look, they probably going to slam the white boys. Man, they got this slamming the white boys. Man, we like, oh, man, they slammed all them. We know that shit fucked up for us. So the dude who had this shit hanging on, they trying to get this nigga on the bleachers like this. This nigga about to go out. They trying to get this nigga to duck walk over there like this, right? We like, man, fuck no. We like, man, make them people come out here and get you, man. Don't duck walk over there. So they came out the side jump, grabbed and pulled them in. They came and grabbed all the blacks. We thinking we gonna get slammed. They ain't slammed no blacks. But what they did do, they left our ass in them restraints in the grass, that itchy high ass grass for like 3-4 hours, man. I'm talking about we didn't get back in the block until like 11:30. And then it was like after that, we was locked down from fucking, I want to say June to November, or July to November. We was locked down long as shit. And that's only because like when they let us out, one of the homies, he had blew one of the Mexicans and shit up, and we was on phases at the time. So it's like once we had got to a certain phase, that shit wasn't over with. And they coming from work, and he in the shower, and he blew his ass up, and we got locked back down. So, you know, that's how that shit go.
When you say blew him up, tell the people what you mean. He stabbed him, he cut him, what'd he do?
Yeah, he stabbed him, ran him down with that motherfucking knife. Knife him down. And
eventually you make it to USP Pollock. You're over there with Mario, with the other brother that got killed. You were in the unit with Mario, right?
Yeah, man.
Tell the people what kind of dude Mario was.
Man, Mario, a good dude, man. Like, I used to mimic him all the time. He'd be like, man, you know what, Sean? That's why I fuck with you, Sean. That's why I fuck with you, Sean. Like, that was my man. I be around Mario all day because, like, he got a good spirit, even though I know a lot of dudes don't, like, really fuck with him because, like, past shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he aggressive dude. Like, he ran, like, the stories I done heard, like, him running Lawton or being one of the main motherfuckers down Lawton at that time when Lawton was a notorious prison. You know what I'm saying? And just the good things that he do, he got a good heart. You know what I'm saying? He ain't on no pretty shit. He know how the homies is in the feds and how motherfuckers feel, but he always gonna be fair to dudes, you know what I'm saying? Especially like when it come to out of towners, he ain't gonna be on no shit or just because like he feel motherfucker scared or motherfucker he a cold-blooded man, you know what I'm saying? And if you wrong, he gonna let you know you wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you need something, if you ain't got it, he gonna if he fuck with you, he gonna make sure you got that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of dude Mario was, man. He was just zero tolerance for a lot of shit. He do rub people the wrong way sometimes because that's just, he been in 30 years. Like, he ain't really took too many L's. Like, he ain't really took too many L's. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, he one of the top homies. So, that shit right there, when I heard that, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe that right there. I ain't even gonna lie.
You also knew Little Chris, right? He was a Crip, right?
Little Chris, that's my mind, little Chris. Oh man, look, they told me about that. So like when they told me the situation, it stemmed from the phone and all that. So like the phone gets dangerous. So see, Lee County, you going a unit in Lee County, they got 6 phones. You know what I'm saying? They got 3 at this post and they got 3 at that post. But down Pollock, it's only 4 phones on the wall. So Pollock is fucked up. Like 2 people got killed while I was down Pollock. Raga police got stabbed, raga niggas, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucked up prison. So you constantly on lockdown. You constantly on lockdown, man. You might come out the cell and shit. You don't even know what the fuck going on. No other blocks or nothing. As soon as you come out, you might be out literally for like 10, 15 minutes. They like, lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Everybody looking like, locked down. The fuck we locking down for? We just came out. The fuck, like, you on lockdown like that 2 months, 3 months, a month, 6 weeks, whatever. That's a motherfuckers think when you go on lockdown, oh, it's 23 and 1, all that. Man, you out the feds. It ain't no such thing as no 23 and 1. It's such thing. If the compound is up and running and you in the hole, yeah, you get your 23 and 1. But if everything is on lockdown, that 23 and 1 shit is dead. You on your cell 24 hours a day. You only come out your cell every 3 days for a fucking shower. And then when you come out for a shower, you better hope that motherfucker hot. So it's like everybody trying to come out, 4 phones, 164 niggas in the block. 4 phones, 164 niggas in the block. Y'all got 2 hours. So if y'all letting us out from 8 to 10 or 8 to 10:30, it's 4 phones, 15 minutes, a call, 164 niggas. How you think that shit about to play? Then it's like a motherfucker imagination. They like, oh, how the phone work? Because they think about TV. They think about a motherfucker just waiting there in the line long. Nah, I come out, my man on the phone and shit. Hey, bro, who out to you? Or you, or it might be a line on this motherfucker. It's you, then put Slim that, and then Slim out to you, then you're selling you, however that shit go. So while we got the line going on, you might have went and hopped in the shower. Another nigga might be in the nigga cell smoking. It might be all type of shit going on for the phone. So a nigga come back and miss his spot and be like, damn, bro, why you ain't call me? What the fuck? How the fuck he on the phone? And niggas be like, nah, Holmes, nigga was calling you. Where the fuck you? Like, certain shit be stemming all the time from that phone. So when they got into it about that phone, I know how both of them, I was in that block. I know how both of them is about that phone. One thing about Mario, that was his livelihood at the moment. You know what I'm saying? He getting on that phone. He gonna work out. He gonna do what he do, but he getting on that phone. You know what I'm saying? Lil Chris the same way. Lil Chris, he get on there the bid, the call this man, rap, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? If he trying to bust some plays or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Phone ain't really no issue to him for real at all because he on detail. He on detail. He out all day. So that's another thing. You on detail, everybody else get locked in their cell for counting all that, you still out an extra 15, 20 minutes. Or when we on lockdown, when the whole prison is on lockdown, nobody coming out their cell for the day. Lil Chris is one of them young niggas that's out by everybody in their cell. You know what I'm saying? Lil Chris, come here, come on, let me, hey, send this kite to woo. He moving around because he on detail, him and his Sally Trapper. So for that to happen, the way it happened, they said they got into it over the phone. I know Mario destroyed them and probably embarrassed them in front of everybody. And made them look super wild. Motherfuckers fuck with Lil Chris. Like, Lil Chris ain't no bad young nigga. I fuck with him. So it's like people probably got in his ear. Like, man, look, you gonna have to catch Mink when he, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he caught him. With Oops, I keep hearing the same stories, but like, I don't know per se, like, Miles, I know Miles is I done heard that. Oops, more so, I'm hearing his situation happened with the homies because he ain't helped. That's what I keep hearing. You know what I'm saying? I never really spoke on his situation because I just was trying to make sure that everything accurate, like how I know with the phone. situation with making little press. With Boots though, Boots was a good Boots. They call Boots Wild Boy, Cowboy. He got that name because he used to hold it down. Everybody see Boots. Everybody know Boots dreads long as shit, come all the way like to the back of his knees, like shit out of there, work out, stay out of the way, quiet. You know what I'm saying? Ain't he a man?
So let me ask you this though. So the word is that, you know, the Crips didn't kill him, but that maybe, you know, some other DC homies got at him for not helping Mario?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mario was you know, I know you guys don't got a shot caller, but you always got an older dude that people respect.
Tend to operate. Yeah. And that's how Mario was one of them niggas. And that's a lot of people fail to realize that's how that shit goes. So, like, 3 weeks before I was about to get released, the homies, and it didn't even start from the homies. I want to say it started with a Crip dude or one of them gang dudes, but they got into it with the Mexicans on another unit, a whole nother unit. But the homies, we gonna stand. Look, we see a black get into it with any other race, and we right there, we rocking. It's nothing y'all gotta say. It's not, oh, that nigga from Detroit or that nigga GD. Nah, DC dudes ain't like that. Like, when y'all got black on black shit, y'all deal with that. But anything kick off in front of us with another race, y'all ain't gotta say nothing. We up and dog, we working. So it's like they had that situation 3 weeks before I came home. Not like a month before I came home. I just gave my dog up. I'm in the cell now when we go on lockdown because we hearing about this shit. We hearing about some of the top people from the Mexican mafia and like all this shit. We hearing about this shit. Motherfuckers who done got stabbed and homies and shit. And I'm in my cell 3 weeks before I go home, cut my bunk. Saying to myself, man, I just said I wasn't doing this shit no more. I just said to myself, I don't even need no knife or none of that no more. But I'd be a fool to really think that I cannot get involved with that 3 weeks from the door. I'm sitting in my cell trying to figure out, like, damn, I just did 11. How the fuck I supposed to tell my mother, my sister, and them that I'm in the hole now, or I just ran my time, or I just bust this Mexican? But that's because you come out, I'm right next door to my man Pork Chop. My man Pork Chop, I forgot what the hell he was. I want to say he was no, I don't know, I forgot. But I'm right next door to him. I fuck with Pork Chop every day. Fuck with some of the Aztecs that's in the block, all that. You know what I'm saying? So in my head, I'm like, it's no, you just coming out and there's no kumbaya. You know what I'm saying? When these doors pop, already be up because he might can come in this motherfucking work. You and your celly. It's like that. It's no, oh yeah, I'm about to go home, y'all. I gotta sit this one out. Man, you about to take your ass home and you see a homie getting butchered or something happening in front of you and you don't help. That shit will really fuck you up. Like, there's nowhere you can go. There's nowhere you'll be able to go to because you will still go to the hole. You will still get snatched up. And you don't want that area of like, oh man, Soldier ain't help, man. Soldier let the homie get, there's no way you can go. There's no way you can talk yourself out of that. If you in the block and something happened to a homie, get robbed, a homie get stabbed, a homie get killed, anything, and you are in that block, man, you better deal with that shit or the homie's gonna deal with you. I'd rather take on whatever gang or whoever in that car by myself than deal with my homies at this spot or any other spot. So that shit with Oops, that's, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers, I don't know.
No, hey, listen, man. I don't want you to say too much, you know what I mean? Hey, nothing nice. This is the reality of federal prison. How long you been home now, brother?
I've been home now, man, 15 months. 15 months, man. I came home, I want to say going on 16. I came home June 22nd last year.
What's it like, man, to be free?
Oh, man. Look, my first 3 days, literally, I don't know how I did it. I probably was running off of adrenaline and a high. I didn't go to sleep. Literally, my first 3 days home, I couldn't believe it. So the night before I went home, I was just, oh my God, like that feeling. It's a feeling that only motherfuckers who did a certain amount of time and about to get released understand, like, time is time. But having that feeling, walking out them doors, like, really, like, saying shit, not, like, no police following me, no, I got the Atlanta airport. That was probably the most beautiful place at the time in my mind. I'm like, man, what the hell? I'm talking about seeing the women just, and then, you know, City Girls got the world on fire right now. So just seeing all these women, these badass females, I'm like, man, what the fuck? And I had some papas for my first meal home. That shit was torch. I'm talking about, man, I was over there waiting for my plane. Man, I'm right there dogging that shit. I know everybody was looking at me. I had all the little shit right there. I ain't even give a fuck. I'm like, man, this shit torch. I get the BWI. Man, my brother, they had photographers. They had everybody right there, man, my family and shit. I went to the halfway house. So, man, I was up for like 3 days straight. I had a cell phone, like, oh my God, like, man, like, I ain't had no phone out the feds or none of that shit. Like, I've been around them, but I didn't have one personally. So it's like having that cell phone, man, then the FaceTime, and like, I was just up for 3 days straight, 72 hours, man, just enjoying everybody, all my friends, my family. And then when I finally got out of the halfway house to finally just sleep in a real bed, man, that was so peaceful for me, man. That was probably the best sleep I had in a long time, man, because, like, everything was just peaceful. I could really move over the whole bed. Like, you know, in jail, like, you turn over, you still in one spot. You roll over, you still in the same spot. And then, like,
well, you roll over and you're against the wall, right?
Yeah, so it's like that shit. But, man, out here eating this food, been around my family, been around my son, man, that just been the best part. And then I learned how to write. I picked up screenplay writing, so I learned how to write movies, TV shows. I got into the film production thing real heavy when I was locked up from 2014 all the way until, like, started getting all the books. So when I came home, I made a post on, like, the Facebook groups, and, man, the love and the support that I got back from everybody, the production companies, all that, man, it been tremendous. Like, I done did shit for Google. I done been inside the German embassy. I done been inside the Capitol. I done filmed congressmen, congresswomen. I done did a lot of shit since I've been home. I done spoke at the University of Virginia. Man, I'm doing a lot. So it's like one of the shows that I wrote now called Swamp Hill, D2D Productions. They are the ones who wrote, like, they the ones who created King of the Hill, the TV show, The Office, all that. Like, they just picked my shit up. So, like, I definitely got a lot of good things that's going on, man. I'm trying to affect change and make a difference through film and just a lot of other shit that I got going on, because, like, people mindset or what they think prison is, that shit is something totally different, man. And these young dudes, they mind fucked up, because, like, when you young, you do think prison is a passage of rights. You do want them stripes because all the stories that you hear about prison, you know what I'm saying? And you be having a fucked up outlook as to how that shit is. Like, even the dudes who I used to see while I was on the block who go home 3 months, 5 months, and you know this, like, sometimes you get locked back up. What they do, they put you right back in that same unit you just left. And we'd be sitting in that joint, we'd be like, damn, Snow, what the fuck? Like, give me one of them chances. Like, what the fuck? I done seen some dudes come back 3 times, 2-3 times. And I be like, man, just give me one of them chances, man. One of them chances, man. Just let a positive motherfucker out here, man. They got some sense, man, to make a difference. Put good people in my corner, man. And let's go up, man. Let's tell positive stories. Let's, man, write movies, film, make music, man. Just get some money, man, and just make a difference, man. This shit, that jail shit.